Mesob Tower, the gigantic tower in Ethiopia, is slated to be built, and construction will begin soon. The Addis Ababa building would have 70 stories and will be located in the country's capital city. It will be 250 meters high and will be built on a plot of land that is 20,000 square meters in size. Apart from hotels, shopping malls, a cultural center that represents all areas of Ethiopia, a gym, and a golf club are among the amenities that will be built as part of the $681 million project. It is anticipated that the development will be completed in 5 years' time. Architecturally planned and artistically ornamented structures that serve as landmarks in many places across the world are regarded to be important cultural assets. The presence of such structures is critical in promoting the culture of their respective populations and drawing tourists to the area. Welcome to Think Rich Media, the community which brings to you entrepreneurial, business, and personal development content to inform, motivate, and inspire you. We also want to introduce you to our special African development playlist because we strongly believe entrepreneurship, rather than global pity, is the key to Africa's growth and development. So, if you're African and you aren't subscribed, yet you are missing out. Ethiopian architecture has long been a mystery to the world, from its origins in the Aksumite Empire to the entry of Arab, India, Turkish, and Portuguese colonization, and the influence of Italian urbanism to the present day. Ethiopia has been influenced by a varied range of architectural perspectives, which have manifested themselves in some of the most amazing monuments on the face of the earth today. Many of these monuments have withstood the test of time. The monolithic cathedrals of Lalibela, the obelisks of Axum, the Harar Jugol Wall, and other indigenous artworks continue to be valuable architectural and cultural wonders of the world. Despite the fact that Ethiopia's construction industry is thriving, the newly constructed structures bear little resemblance to the architectural signature of Ethiopians. Because of this, Addis Ababa, the world's third diplomatic city, unfortunately lacks buildings and landmarks that represent and distinguish it as a unique feature as part of the plan to establish an integrated metropolis and the desire to attract more tourists and keep them for a longer duration of their visit. In order to improve the image of Addis Ababa and other rising metropolitan areas, the government of Ethiopia is attempting to transform the city. One of the most noteworthy examples of this is the Riverside Development Project, which has been shaken up recently. The construction of another grandiose project, which was intended to be the capital's landmark, is set to begin soon, according to the latest developments. Colossal Structure Ethiopia has announced that it will begin construction on a 70-story structure in the country's capital city, which will be known as the Genet Hotel and will be located near the Mexico Square area. It is anticipated that the development will be completed in 5 years' time. The Ethiopian Minister of Culture and Tourism, who was in attendance at the conference, unveiled the proposal and stated that a memorandum of understanding, MOU, had been signed between the ministry and the architects who designed the skyscraper, allowing building to begin immediately on the tower. The project's launch comes at a time when the country is undergoing comprehensive reform, and it is based on the practical vision and idea of Abiy Ahmed's Meta synergy. He claims to be right. His group also has an ambitious plan to construct other towers in different regions of Ethiopia, each of which will reflect cultural and traditional values. As a result, the government took the initiative to construct a large tower that represents the country's indigenous art, harmony, country, and mother. There will also be luxurious rooms for each and every nation, nationality, and people of Ethiopia in the tower, which will have the ability to attract young travelers from all over the world. Furthermore, it is anticipated that the tower will allow tourists to spend more time in Ethiopia. We are collaborating with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism under the Public-Private Partnership PPP model, he explained, and the project has been completed and has won recognition from worldwide engineering firms. International engineers have assured that a gigantic tower structure will be created in its whole, based on studies into the evaluations of structure, space, and wind engineering technologies. He went on to say that a foreign joint venture agreement provides 49% of the financing. The remaining funds will come from domestic sources. As well as providing some degree of censorious beauty, the construction and maintenance of such a structure promotes indigenous knowledge and values that have been neglected through time. Furthermore, it contributes to the peaceful coexistence of individuals by promoting unity and variety among them. According to the Ethiopian Ministry of Culture and Tourism, when the 250-meter-tall, 70-story hotel known as Massive Tower is built, it will be one of the world's highest structures and will provide employment for 20,000 Ethiopian nationals. Ethiopia is one of the countries with a steadily increasing population growth, which is a concern. It is imperative that it diversifies its economic activity in this day and age. The primary economic activity alone would not be able to support the growing number of people. As a result, it is critical to engage in profitable companies such as hotels and tourism, as well as to diversify the sources of foreign currency income. It is critical that the country's efforts to become a favored tourism destination are successful in order to attain this goal. Ethiopia must take advantage of its natural resources, domestic arts, and human resources, as well as learn from the newly rising cities that generate astronomical amounts of revenue from the tourism industry. In addition, if the country can overcome its political instabilities, it will be in a position to take advantage of the enormous economic prospects in the construction business and the hotel tourism sector. Ethiopia has a good possibility of maintaining its position as one of the world's most promising growth countries because of the existence of an increasingly educated population, growing infrastructure, investment inflow from other countries, and untapped cultural and indigenous knowledge. Messup is one of the many Eritrean traditional handicrafts fashioned of palm raffia and decorated in a variety of shades, all of which are the result of the artist's imagination. Mesob, also known as the bread basket, is a lovely household tool that serves as a storage container for food, such as injera, a sourdough flatbread, or even a serving dish for a typical Tigrinya cuisine. Its name has long been employed as an idiom for success and affluence, owing to the fact that it is the focal point of food security for the Tigrinya community in particular. The only way to properly describe Messup is to say that it is a symbol of Eritrean prosperity, unity, and innovation. When Eritrea displayed its cultural relics at the 2010 World Expo in Shanghai, the Messup was one of the most popular exhibits, well beyond the expectations of the organizers. Messup, without a doubt, possesses an artistic flair and a natural attractiveness. No matter whether it has food in its bosom or not, the Messup is always prosperous and beautiful in its traditional form. The fact that the Messup stands tall and straight suggests that it was originally designed to serve as a perfect symbol of riches, which is possible given its incredibly straight posture. When viewed with analytical eyes, it appears to be a champion of artisanship in every way. The Messup towers of Ethiopia incorporate the creativity of these lovely culinary utensils into their famed Messup tower, which is a symbol of their civilization. When one thinks about the name of a certain city, there is frequently a picture that comes to mind that represents the city's distinctive qualities, but which does not exactly identify the city in question. Cities all around the world have structures that are architecturally planned and artistically ornamented, and these buildings are regarded to be their landmarks. When one thinks about terrorists, the Eiffel Tower, which was completed in 1889 and serves as the city's landmark, comes to mind immediately. Ethiopia has tremendous economic potential in the building business as well as the tourism industry, as a result of the availability of a growing number of educated people. The improvement of infrastructure, the influx of foreign investment from various countries, as well as the discovery of previously undiscovered cultures and indigenous knowledge, provide the country with the opportunity to maintain its position as one of the world's most promising development prospects. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Share our video with friends and family, give our video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our community for more enriching information. Help our channel grow.